Okay, so today is the day where we are mixing up our sine, cos and tan. So we're going to do a little section first, which is just to help practice identifying whether to use sine, cos or tan and just making the start fraction. We're not going to go all the way through to solving. We're just getting the first little bit done. So at the top of the page, I'm going to write up here our SOHCAHTOA, because that's your reminder. That's like the shortcut of memorizing your three formulas. So S stands for sine, C stands for cos, and tan stands for tan. And the middle letter here tells you the fraction that it equals. So this is sine theta, and it would equal opposite over hypotenuse. So the order of these, the first one on top, second one on the bottom. So cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent. So when we look at these questions here, we have to label the sides that we've been given to know whether to use sine, cos or tan. So the 4, here is my theta, my angle. What would the 4 be called? Opposite, adjacent or hypotenuse? Opposite, you're right. So this one is the opposite. And what about the 7? Adjacent, which means it must be the hypotenuse. So just a little reminder, if this is the angle that I've been given, then the side down here between that right angle and my angle, this one is the adjacent. The one straight across is the opposite, and the one across the right angle is your hypotenuse. So along this side, it's always. Okay, so I've got numbers, the O and the H. So look up here, the O and the H means I need to use sine. Does that make sense? O and H means sine. So the formula for sine is sine theta equals O over H. And I'm only going to do one more step where I put the numbers in from my diagram. So sine theta equals, the O from my diagram is the 4. So the 4 will go on the top. And the H in my diagram is the 7. So 7 goes on the bottom. Okay, we're going to stop there and do the other one. So these are what we call the trig ratio. Yes, they're multiple stuff like that. Okay, let's do it again. Label these sides. So let's start with the 4 again. What would the 4 be called? Adjacent, because these are my two angles, it's the one between the two angles. So it's the adjacent. The 5 is the opposite. All right, so we have adjacent and opposite. Which one of these uses adjacent and opposite? Yeah. There's my opposite and adjacent right there. So we're using the tan formula this time. Tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Sub the numbers in. Tan theta equals, what is the O number? 5, so 5 on top, and then A on the bottom is the 4. Another one. Here's my angle. So what are these sides? What's the 6? A, good. That one, H. So which formula? So we say cos theta equals A over H. Okay, we're going to sub in. A is 6 and H is 10 and dot. Okay, you have 6 more of those here to do. All right, so I'm going to stop there for a sec. I want you to have a try, see if you can label those triangles and make that fraction. Go. Yes. Okay, so if I write down sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. That's my first formula. And I'm going to have cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And I'm going to have tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. They're the three formulas. It says in the question that I'm going to have three of those. I need to label my triangle. All three sides are there. So which one do you want to start with? What is the 4 called? Yes, and the 5 is the H. Okay, so if I want to know sine here, sine of the O over the H. So the O over the 3, so 3 over the 5. But I don't need that for sine. I need the next one because cos is A over so A is 4 over 5. And then for 10, I'm doing opposite over 10. So 3 over 4. So all of the sides get a turn. It's a little bit squishy in there, sorry. 3 over 4. But not everyone. Only to the you need to try that for these two. Do you sign cos 10 again? Or the numbers again? I'll label the triangle for you first though. Or someone else should have a go. Yeah? Alright, what's the 10 called? The A. What's the 24? It's the O, and the 26 must be the H. Good. So let's see if we can write down sine theta, which is O over H. What does that equal? Cos theta, which is A over H. What numbers is that? And tan theta is O over A. What does that equal? You know how to finish those off? Yes, you know how to finish them off? Yeah. 24 over 26. Yeah, for the first one, it was over 26, it was people over 26. Yes, 10 over 26. 24 over 10. Very good. All right, that means you can do the last one. Surely. Surely. You can help me. What's the 5? Which one? And be sure. You know, good stuff, Perry. So this one is the A. 12 is the O. Finish it off then. Sine theta equals? Yep. A over H is 5 over 13, and O over A is? Very good. Okay, so I know we're still a little bit shaky there, but that is what we call finding the ratio. If you see this in a multiple choice question, it will say write the ratio, find the ratio. And you just got to make a fraction. We sine equal to 10 and a fraction. Okay? But now we want to use those skills to help us solve a whole question so that we can find the length of the x in these questions. Okay, so we need to know which sides do we have so that we know whether to sine equal to 10. So this labeling stuff is super important. If we're getting these labels wrong and you're using sine, you should be using cos, everything's Okay, so we've got to practice it. We can get it right. We can do it. Okay, so here is my angle, 24 degrees. Right next to my angle, what is this side? Okay, A. That one's the A. What is the 13 for? Okay, the H. Good. So this is the A, this is the H. I think once you guys get that part right, the rest of it you know how to do now. Okay, because if you know it's the A and H, you know it's the cos. So we're going to write cos theta equals A over H. Let's just write the formula down. This is the 4 lines that we've been doing for 3 lessons in a row now. So the subbing in, the theta is 24. The A is the, what's the A? X. And the H is the 13. All right, so remember X is on the top and X is on the bottom? It's the X on the top. If the X is on the top, I'm going to multiply the 13 with the cos 24. And then I'm going to type that into my calculator, which hopefully I have over here. 13 times cos 24. So we're doing 1 decimal place. Yeah. Okay. Now we switch to question 2, and we've got to start all over again. Sine, cos, or tan. Well, what side do we have? This side is the A, and this side is the... Oh, A and H again, that's boring, because what's A and H? Oh, cos again. Okay. All right. So, write the rule down. Cos theta equals A over H. Sub your numbers in. Cos the angle is 38 equals A is, what's the A? X. Good. What's the H? Good. X is on the top again. So, times it. Yes. And then type it in your calculator. Oh, 11 times cos 38, so it's 8.7. So what we're doing here is actually your worksheet, even though I'm doing them as examples. So I'm going to skip a few because the next 2 are both cos as well. Shh, I didn't tell you that. Question 5. Let's label those sides. From the 41, what is this side called? The X. What is that X called? It's the A. What is this 18 going to be called? Oh, very good. That's a little bit different. A, which means it's... So we write down tan theta equals O over A. And then we sub in tan, and my angle is 41 equals O on the top, which is 18, and A on the bottom, so the X on the bottom. X on the bottom. Yes, perfect. This is the divide one. Switch places, and we type that in. So to 1 decimal place. What would you skip, Riley? I think because it's new, I think for your sake, it's a good idea to do all 4 steps. If I was ever let to skip any step, if you were really good at this, you could skip the first step and go straight to the number 10. Because then I still know that you need to plan, so I still know you need any ring numbers, I would mark it down. But if you are very confident, you just go through and only be confident. All right. Let's pick another one. Let's do 7. Let's go down the page. No, what do you think it is? Cos. Too many cos. There's a lot of cos questions in here. Question 7. What is 7? X. It's the opposite, correct. And the x is the h. So yes, it is sine. Oh, I might. I did two cos ones. Sine theta equals O over H. Everyone's okay getting the formula? You know the formulas now? Okay, so second step, we sub in sine 22 equals, the opposite is the 15, the hypotenuse is the x. X on the bottom means they switch places. Yeah. So it will be 15 over sine 22. X on the bottom means the sign goes on the bottom. And typing it 15 over sine 22 is 40.0. Is that enough or do you need me to do more? You think you've got it? That's enough for you? You've got it? How about you guys? Do you need more? Have you got it, Chloe? Sophie? Yeah? Kobe? How about you? You're okay? All right, I'll just come do some with you, Riley.